Launching a YouTube channel? So 2018 or so right now? Most people think that YouTube is all about fame chasing or sharing your home videos. And while sometimes it might be, today I'm going to show you how this is also an amazing platform to hone your entrepreneurial skills. Hey everybody, my name is Jim. Welcome back to our channel where we talk about everything about being a small entrepreneur or particularly a solo entrepreneur like I've been the last 8 years. Today we're going to talk about why you might want to look at YouTube as a way to either grow your skill set or possibly grow your business or add a revenue stream. And I'm going to break that down into my 5 reasons why I've launched my latest business, this YouTube channel. Reason number 1 is the amount of experience it gives you in creating and launching a product. Now, most of you are thinking, great, you launched a channel, there's your product. But actually with YouTube, every single video is a product. Yeah. Now, if you're not sure what I mean by this, every single video stands on its own and has to stand on its own. No one's going to watch a terrible video, no matter how much they love you as an overall channel creator. Every video will have a different structure, a different set of themes, different videography, and it will provide different content to the users. So for example, if you are looking at Nestle, which sells food, you might have cookies, but then you also have crackers and cereal and breads, and everything needs to be able to stand on its own as a product. YouTube is no different. If you launch a real steaming turd of a video, it's going to make you lose business, just as if you had launched a new cookie that actually turned out poisoning children. Not something you want to do, right? So every time you launch a video, and for many creators, this is 1 or even 2 times a week, you have to go through the entire product lifecycle process. You need to have an idea, you need to figure out why this would be valuable for your customers, how it aligns with your brand, what kind of messaging and coloring and packaging and everything you want to put into it to make sure it does align with your core values, and then actually launch it in a way that will make it catch on. You can't just put a video out there and hope that it gets seen by people without putting this thought and this work into it. You can also think about what other marketing or cross-promotional strategies you might want to include, whether that be leveraging other social media channels, your own personal network, or reaching out to past customers via a mailing list or some other way of notifications, ding, like you get in YouTube. This is the type of experience you would not get in a traditional brick and mortar type of business. If you're running either a hair salon or a cafe, or if you sell merchandise, it's almost impossible for you to come up with a brand new product every week or even 2 times a week that you can offer your customers. With YouTube, every week you get a chance to change a bit the direction and trajectory of your brand. This gives you amazing power, but also gives you a lot of responsibility when you're putting these videos together. Okay, I don't know what I did there. This brings us to point number 2. Personal growth and development. YouTube is a fantastic way to grow some of your skills and get over some of your uncomfortableness with putting yourself out there. Now, everybody knows YouTube. You is in the name, the tube. The video is going to have typically you in it or at least contain your content. In this case, for me, my image, my voice, my face, and my content, so it's definitely MeTube from my perspective here now. So a lot of us are very uncomfortable putting ourselves out there, particularly in a completely public space. Getting yourself over this initial hesitation will help you really grow and expand your ability to put yourself out there for your business. If you go into business for yourself or you own your own business, you need to be very comfortable telling others what you do, or else nobody will know what you're doing. And if nobody knows what you're doing, they're certainly not going to be buying your product or service. Nobody has a marketing budget to market to 7 billion people around the planet. But the beauty of YouTube is, as long as you have an internet connection and you're not somewhere where it's blocked by your government, you can access YouTube, and then they can find your content and even message you or reach out to you in a way that they could build up some kind of a relationship. This leads to a whole bunch of exciting growth opportunities that might help you determine new markets and new market segments that you would have never figured out had you never put yourself online. All right, that's 2. Reason number 3, and this definitely has to go on the list because you can't leave it out, is creativity. Everybody I talk to who wants to open a business or who is a business owner lists at some point in the conversation of their reasons that they wanted a creative outlet in their business life that they simply didn't get at their old desk job or whatever type of job that they had. Creativity is huge for anybody who wants to start their own business. The freedom to decide the types of products and services you'll offer, the strategic direction of where you're going to go, and the ability to put your own fingerprint, style, stamp, or spin on whatever it is that you're doing. If you're offering some kind of a service, not only do you have that product, but now you have this amazing channel where you can communicate directly with the world, tell them what you think, tell them what you feel, share your background story or the background of the product, and you can have this amazing type of communication that typically would not be possible in a usual sales or marketing brochure or a website. Sure, you could embed some video, but you're not going to be embedding thousands of videos like you could create over the length of your YouTube career. Particularly for many of us like me who have a lot of experience servicing corporate clients, a lot of times the creativity they're looking for is a beautiful PowerPoint. Not exactly going to blow your socks off if you actually have a little bit of interest in arts, visual representation, sound, music, etc. You really just can't incorporate that a lot into your presentations or your reports and Excel spreadsheets. But here in YouTube, you have a chance to really, again, put your spin onto things and really give it a little bit of flair. If you love jazz music, throw some jazz music in the background. If you love high energy, high octane punk, throw that in there as well. Anything you want to do, this helps create your brand and let people know what you really stand for, can also help you connect with people while giving you that creative outlet, which is really just a win-win. Reason number 4 for starting your YouTube video is to make money. Anybody who's launching a business wants to find a way to generate income. If you're launching YouTube as a new business, you have to have a financial component or goal attached to it. Now, you don't necessarily have to expect to get rich or retire or make YouTube your full-time income stream, but by creating a YouTube channel, you should be generating some kind of revenue opportunities. Now, for a pure YouTube creator, you can actually generate this from YouTube ads, from product tie-ins, sponsorships, affiliate links, and thousands of other ways that people are getting more and more creative about every day. But also, if you have a typical business on the side, like myself, I'm actually a full-time consultant in my spare time. Yeah, okay. Spare time, bit of an oxymoron there, but okay. I'm actually a freelance consultant as my main income stream. You can also then use your channel to then reach out to and connect with other potential business opportunities. Somebody might reach out to you and say, hey, oh my gosh, I saw your video about doing app development. I'd love to work with you on a project. Can you possibly consult for us? It could be something that's straightforward. It could also be that people love your channel, you start producing merchandise, or they say, hey, yo, Jim, where'd you get that really sick t-shirt or that cat light in the background? And I'll go, oh, let me tell you. And that might lead also to business opportunities and potentially income streams. Additionally, if you do have a side business or a full-time business and you're looking for new ways to market yourself and your products, YouTube can be an absolutely great avenue. Whether it be showing people how to use your products, doing demos of all the really cool stuff it can do, or just putting out content in your industry so that people can get to know you as an expert, this can really help boost your sales. It could also lead to developing future products like a course, a manual, or I don't know, any new product that your customers are asking about that you hadn't thought about before, and that could lead to long-term revenue generation. For me, myself, this was a huge one, not the revenue itself, but how it's actually not tied to any geographic location. Many of us now over the last 2 years have gotten used to working from home and remotely. However, a lot of business is still very much based on developing personal relationships, which often build during face-to-face interaction. This was really important to me in particular because I've lived in 3 different countries in the last 10 years, and I could see myself moving again in the future. If I were to build a local business based in my area with personal contacts of people who live near me, every time I move, I have to start from scratch. That is brutal, particularly for an entrepreneur where you put in all of your energy and your blood, sweat, and tears to build something that you're really proud of. To have to go back and start at square one can be really demoralizing. With YouTube, as long as I still have an internet connection and my camera, I can continue producing content for that business regardless of where I am. I could be in the US, I could be in Europe, I could be sitting on the beach in Fiji. As long as I have that internet connection, I can connect to people and continue to create content that I want for the same audience, which I can then grow over time. This is important not only to try to grow that revenue stream into something that could sustain me, but also in terms of giving me the freedom and flexibility to take on more ambitious projects. If I know I have a good base that I'm building off of and people who are already interested in my content, I can take greater risks with the ideas that I have to produce more and more daring content that may or may not pan out, knowing that at the end of the day, I still have a strong core business. If I have to start off every time brand new, I'm usually gonna play it safe and take an easy project that I know I can deliver on for a customer that I know will give me a glowing review afterwards so that I can start to build my credibility in my new location. Which brings us to reason number 5, and for many of us on YouTube, I think this is probably reason number 1 why YouTube is the right platform for us. It's to get their message out there. Most channel creators are just really excited about whatever topic they're talking about. You can kind of feel that when they're on camera, you just kind of connect with them in a way because you know they're excited. And that should be no different from the channel that you're going to launch. Don't launch a channel just because you want to launch a channel or because you think it might be a good market opportunity. Launch a channel only if you're actually interested in talking about that topic and you think it's a good market opportunity, or at the very least, a good growth opportunity, or any of the other 4 options I already listed as great reasons why to launch your YouTube channel. For me, again, I have a lot of experience that I thought was just a bit different than the normal people I meet here in the coffee shops. Not all of them have lived in 3 countries. Not all of them have learned other languages. Not all of them have made the jump from corporate world to being a solo entrepreneur. And I feel that a lot of us are set up in society to try to follow the safe and narrow road rather than taking that leap into entrepreneurship when it could be a much better option for many of us. Particularly for some people who might not want to go get advanced degrees, opportunities in entrepreneurship can really provide for you and your family and can be really interesting. You'd be surprised, for example, how much an underwater welder makes in comparison to somebody who puts on a suit and tie every day. Trust me, go Google it. So I'm doing a second reason number 5. Edit it together, hopefully that'll work. Which brings us to reason number 5, accountability. Anybody who likes to listen to self-help books or gurus or just read a lot of things to try to improve themselves will read that goal setting is always shown to be more effective when you have some way of holding yourself accountable. The standard advice is to tell at least 1 or 2 other people that you know, friends or family or colleagues, and have them be able to check in on you regularly to hold you accountable and see how you're doing. In fact, they say even just stating your goal to somebody else can really help you to achieve it. Now, YouTube takes this to a bit of another level. Not only are your friends and family going to see what you're doing, but the entire world can see what you're putting out there. So if you start putting out videos saying that you're going to talk about, for example, like I am, entrepreneurship, and I tell you I'm going to post a video every week, well, every week I better post a video or there's going to be a lot of egg on my face showing the entire world and everybody who's watching me that I didn't deliver. At the same time, as I mentioned earlier, every video is its own product launch. So once you start putting videos out there, sure, at the beginning, they're probably not very good because you don't have a lot of experience with the medium yet, but once you get going and you're starting to deliver really good content consistently, if you throw out a dud now and again, the accountability is there. If you just didn't have the time or the effort to put in your video this week, it will show, and your audience and your customers and your family and friends will all notice. You might get some nice phone calls saying, hey Jim, did you have a tough week? I saw your video and ooh, that wasn't the best. But at the same time, it really means that you'll have that accountability to really continue to deliver on your new business. This is a business. Regardless of how you think about YouTube, there is a chance that you will be making money off of it, and you should be launching it as a business because it's a great opportunity to practice your entrepreneurial skills. Which brings me to the point where we have to say, if you're thinking about starting YouTube, do it. Get off your butt, put together a couple of videos, film it, edit it, cut it, put it up there. Force yourself to do a couple of videos before you decide if it's for you or not. Now, if you absolutely hate getting into the visual mediums, doing anything having to do on a computer, etc., it might not be the right medium for you. But don't let your fear of putting yourself out there hold you back, and don't let your fear of others seeing you hold you back either. Trust me, at the beginning, nobody's gonna watch your videos until you've already put enough out there that you start getting a bunch of subscribers and you start getting a lot of people interacting with you online. At that point, it's really something you can be proud of, and you should have no qualms at all telling your friends and family about your YouTube journey. So those are my 5 reasons for launching my latest business as a YouTube channel. If you're launching a new business and you want to help your marketing out, don't forget to check out my video on puffing over here. And for the rest of you, I'll see you next time.